The birth rate in Sudan is approximately 32 births per every 1,000 people as of 2019, and the death rate is approximately 7 deaths per every 1,000 people. Official languages include Arabic, Modern Standard Arabic, and English. In Sudan, the most prevalent religion is Islam, with its people being Sunni Muslims specifically. Sudan contains a variety of tribes, including the Nubian tribe in the far north, Arabs in central Sudan, and Nilotic tribes in the south. The capital of Sudan is Khartoum, which lays within the confluence of the White Nile and Blue Nile rivers. Sudan gained its independence from Anglo-Egyptian control on January 1st, 1956, following a military coup in Egypt that forced Britain to relinquish control. Sudan's government is a democratic republic, with its current president being Omar al-Bashir. In Sudan, the most popular imports are food, manufactured goods, and machinery, while its exports are predominantly gold and livestock. Some famous Sudanese people include Manute Bol and Alexander Siddiq. Manute Bol was one of the tallest basketball players in history, being 7 feet 7 inches tall. In the 1985 NBA draft, Bol was selected to play for the Washington Bullets, and between 1985 and 1988, Bol set the rookie record for most blocked shots. Aside from his achievements in basketball, Bol was a prominent social activist. Some of his work includes visiting Sudanese refugee camps and establishing a foundation for their betterment, as well as donating large amounts of money to construct schools in Sudan. Alexander Siddiq was born in Sudan but raised in Britain, where he took to theater and began performing in small pubs and theaters in Manchester. It was not until Siddiq's role in A Dangerous Man, Lawrence After Arabia, that Siddiq gained acclaim. Following this, Siddiq took roles on numerous TV shows, 2 of the most notable being BBC's Peaky Blinders and HBO's Game of Thrones.
First, we have a beef stew usually flavored with tomato, green pepper, cardamom, and cinnamon. We have this dish that features mashed fava beans with the tomato and chili sauce. This popular flatbread is made from sorghum flour. This popular tea is made from hibiscus flowers. Sudan is Africa's largest country, embracing over 2 million square kilometers of northeast and central Africa. The landscape of Sudan consists mainly of flat plains bordered by several mountain ranges.
Sudan is the world's newest nation, made up of the 10 southernmost states of Sudan. The country gained independence from Sudan on July 9, 2011, as the outcome of a 2005 agreement that ended Africa's longest-running civil war. Despite this, independence did not bring conflict in South Sudan to an end. Civil war broke out in 2013 when the president fell out with his then vice president, leading to a conflict that has displaced about 4 million people. A power-sharing agreement was signed between the warring parties in August 2018 in a bid to bring the 5-year civil war to an end. Despite this agreement, Sudan has been in the midst of a political crisis since long-serving ruler was overthrown in April 2019. The security forces have used brute force to strengthen the position of the generals by killing dozens of protesters and throwing their bodies into the River Nile. But tens of thousands of protesters returned to the streets a few weeks later to stage the biggest demonstration since the ruler was overthrown. Thankfully, this resumed talks on a power-sharing government, an agreement that has now been reached. Throughout this time, millions around the world were showing solidarity with the protesters by sharing information online to raise awareness because cellular service was heavily restricted.
Varying ecological conditions in Sudan, poor hygiene, and widespread malnutrition result in high incidence of fatal infectious diseases. The most common illnesses are malaria, measles, and tuberculosis. Cerebrospinal meningitis, whooping cough, and infectious hepatitis are not uncommon. Many people in rural areas suffer from temporary undernourishment on a seasonal basis. According to the most recent World Bank IMF Debt Sustainability Assessment, Sudan's debt is 60% of its entire GDP as of 2015. South Sudan's debt is over 65% of its entire GDP as of 2017. In the north, the desert is the home to native grasses and acacia shrub. The farther south you travel, the more grass and trees you'll come into contact with. The unofficial national flower of Sudan is hibiscus because it is used in a variety of different teas and traditional ceremonies. Sudan and South Sudan are home to a variety of majestic wildlife animals like leopards, giraffes, and their national animal, the Sudan cheetah. One of the most important forms of cultural expression among non-literate groups is oral tradition. The linguistic diversity of the country provides a basis for a richly varied written and oral literature. Poetry is another important form of literary expression. Modern Sudanese poetry reflects the mixed African and Arab cultural heritage of the country. In such arts as painting, weaving, pottery making, each locality developed unique forms and style. However, more unified national styles emerged under the influence of artists in the cities.